Hey everybody, it's your girl Bunny. To all of my returning subscribers, hey, how you doing? And for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Kick your feet up, subscribe to this family-friendly channel, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any posts. Also follow me on Instagram at the same profile name so you don't miss the sneak peeks of what's coming up next. In this video, it's Ready to Love Season 4, Episode 5, entitled Eyes Wide Open. I give a full episode recap with photos offset to the side, and then I give my review at the end. No need to dig around. I have all of the minute marks in the comments. It's all coming up next. So the men gather with Tommy. It's time for the men to talk and see what's up for this week. So it's back in the men's court for elimination time. And now it's time to be a little bit formal. Get to know the ladies in another environment. And they're going to have a masquerade ball. We then see AJ, Kyra, Jason, and Alexis. They have their double date ice skating. And AJ feels that Kyra is still on his top and he wants to make amends and kind of wipe away the bad experiences that they had on the first two dates. She knows that when he can let go of that image and that DJ persona, that he can have really nice conversations because he's well educated and he's an engineer. When it comes to Jason and Alexis just asked the important question: how do you feel if you dated somebody who had kids? He's honest, and it seems like it's very hard for him to say, but he wants to be real with her and saying that it's really hard for me to see you not as the mommy who has a kid on my team vibes, and I'm trying to see you differently, but I'm having a bit of trouble with that. He just says that, it's the honest truth. Alexis isn't happy with what he's saying, but it's the truth, and all she can do is respect that because they're there for love and they're there trying to be as honest as possible to get to know the people that they need to get to meet. Stacy and Ron have their date, and he openly admits, hey, I ordered some takeout so we can have a nice dinner and get to talk. Stacy is really impressed with Ron and how he's attempted to get a nice meal. He's open with her and says, hey, you were married once. How does it feel to be back on the dating scene? She describes that she was married for a long time but was divorced 4 years ago. It was a big adjustment for her because she has to consider her emotions and then getting back on the dating scene. Her kids, family members, and friends encouraged her to get back on the dating scene, so that's what she's doing now. She informs Ron that, me and my girl Chrysanthemum both have an interest in you. And he says, oh yeah, freaking frack. The word is getting around that they've named themselves that because the first time that they met, they clicked as fun girls. She says, hey, we're really cool. I like Chrysanthemum, but since we both have the interest in you, I really need you to kind of make a decision on which one of us do you like the best. He's honest and says that I have more of a connection with Chrysanthemum. Amber and Chris share some time to meditate, and they even speak manifestations in the sunlight. They're both vibing. Chris feels that they're friends and starting something very special, and Amber feels the same way. When they discuss marriage, Chris says that he's open to marriage, and if that other person wants to get married, then fine. But he doesn't see that as the ultimate goal, and he's not so gung-ho about marriage. If it's wonderful and it works out and that's your soulmate, then why do we have to get married? And shockingly, Amber 100% agrees. Ron invites some people for some lessons of salsa, and they're surprised that it's not an instructor that's there to teach them about it, but it's actually Ron. So we have Ron and Chrysanthemum, Joelle and Vernicia, and Derek and Tressa. Ron and Chrysanthemum take a moment to get to know each other. He's excited that she showed up in a nice dress showing a little bit more cleavage and some of that meat, so he's having a little fun. Joelle and Vernicia, they just say forget it with the salsa, and they just try to make up stuff and have fun. And Derek and Tressa, they do the same thing. They just try to figure it out and just dance and do something. Ron and Chrysanthemum, as they're dancing, Chrysanthia gets right to them. She says, I wanted to know about this top pick thing because when the ladies had their meeting last time, Alexis was expressing that you told her that she was number one, that she was your top pick. He says, well, it's varying from person to person and some things are changing around, but I do feel that you're on the list. But she can't understand. Okay, first you told me it was me. Then you said kind of the same thing about Stacy. Like, but you said Alexis, and she's saying that you said her. So what's going on? He can't understand why she's getting so insulted. And he's like, well, it's not really about who's number one, who's number two, who's number three. It's really I'm just making my picks of who I like and who I'm connecting with. And I really just see it as a process of elimination. But Chrysanthemum doesn't like that as an answer. Dedrick and Tressa, they finally meet at the spice store, and we see the production clips of Tressa making it known that he said he loves my personality, but I'm not too thrilled about that. I mean, how often do you see guys that say, hey, did you see the set of personalities on her? So I'm really just kind of hesitant if he really wants to get to know me or if he's even attracted. When they go into the spice store, they talk briefly about some spices, and she wants to know if he's attracted to her, if there's a vibe. But he says, there was something about you and I wanted to get to know you. I mean, I loved your personality. But Tressa is really not feeling the vibes. She's not really seeing him engage with her physically or hold her hand or touch her. And he even makes a comment saying, if a man likes you, you'll know that he likes you because he's going to put the time and energy in getting to know you. And Tressa, finally the light bulb goes off and she says to production, this man is not interested in me. It's the night of the Masquerade Ball and everybody makes their way into the mansion, and we see a clip of Alexis saying, I am Alexis Fly. I came here just like my brand, Fly, because I'm dressed in white and I'm dressed like a bride, honey, because that is my ultimate goal and what I want to be. Everyone enters, and when Liz comes through into the room, everybody notices the thicket thighs and the tatas. Even Jason and AJ see it like, wow. And let's not forget about David. He was like, you look good. Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting you to show up like that. Totally flipped his lid. I mean, Tommy arrives and gets the party started by saying, hey, everybody, we're having fun at this masquerade ball, but I want to bring my number one, my ride or die, and that is his wife. She comes in and they say, hey, we have the mask on, but tonight it's time to take the mask off emotionally to get to know one another. So take off your mask. It's time for everybody to get to know one another. They remove their mask. They're dancing and everybody is having a real good time. Just a real chill moment. Stacy then goes to Ron again and says, hey, so have you made up your mind about Chrysanthemum? I mean, am I number one? I mean, who's number one? And he's just really kind of confused why she's bringing it up again. She says, well, when you make your decision, make sure to let me know when y'all had that conversation. I just want to be like a fly on the wall when you finally make it known. I mean, you're, an alpha male. Make that decision and make it firm. He even says to production that asking the question about who's number one and going back and forth in this freaking frack vibe is really becoming annoying. The night continues on. Everybody's dancing, mingling, sipping champagne. Everybody's just having fun. After a while, Mrs. Miles notices that Alexis is off to herself, sitting on some steps, and she wants to know what the deal is. Alexis kind of reflects back and thinking about her marriage and saying, when you're in a marriage, it's just so much and things that you have to go through. And I mean, I really just want something special, and you have to learn to get to love and to like. And Mrs. Miles reminds her that, things start off with baby steps. You have to develop a friendship and then a wonderful marriage. You can love somebody, but you also have to like them. And Alexis thanks her for listening to her, and she really needed that moment to just hear a good pep talk to really just give her some inspiration to get back to the party. Chris has a brief moment with Stacy and Chrysanthemum, kind of letting them know, hey, I keep hearing about this freaking frack. And, it kind of is coming off a little intimidating. People are trying to get to know you, but, the other one is always around. And she says, well, that's how we roll. We're having fun. We're freaking frack, whatever. Tommy meets with them and kind of talks with them off to the side and says, hey, I've been hearing about this freaking frack situation. I know you two are having fun. Y'all rolling as friends. But people are kind of noticing that because when they try to get to know one, the other one is around. So they said that they'll try to split up and have each other have some more individual time, but they're just having fun. Chris feels it's still intimidating and kind of walks away from getting to know either one of them. Jason now really wants to talk to Liz. He pulls her to the side and says, hey, I really want to get to know you. She thinks that that's interesting because she really wants to get to know him too. He's loving it, and he's loving her curves and just really feeling her vibes. He says, I want to get to know you, and I just love your energy, and you give me this Michelle Obama powerful aura, and you're a career woman. I just love it. We also have similarities on how we grew up. She tells him that, yeah, I want to get to know you more, and we should work on that. Jason makes the note that she's telling me all of these beautiful things, and she's looking beautiful, and she's touching my leg, is really making me feel some type of way. We also see in Liz's production clip that she's saying, I have interest in David, but I really want to get to know Jason as well. Ron goes to speak with Alexis, but it's noticed that Chrysanthemum left the conversation with her to go speak with Alexis. As Ron speaks with Alexis, he says that he can feel Chrysanthemum's beams on the back of his head, but he needs a moment to break free and talk to everybody else. Alexis gets right to it, and she's like, well, in our last ladies meeting, Chrysanthemum, she was making it seem like y'all would just ride or die, and, y'all were together and y'all feeling the vibes. And Ron says, I'm trying to get to know everybody and pull back the layers and learn. And if I can't get past the surface, then it is what it is. And Alexis finds a little giggle in that. She says in her production clip that she's all for competition, but friendly competition. She doesn't want to fight or argue over a man. So Dedrick, AJ, and Ron tell Tommy that a lot of men are feeling as their number one and number two, Stacy and Chrysanthemum. Stacy and Chrysanthemum make note that it's a lot of men in the room, but I want to be pursued. And Mrs. Miles agrees that, a lot of men really aren't approaching the ladies as we thought. It's kind of like the other way around. Now, it's the next day, and the fellas go to the gentleman's lounge so they can talk with Tommy to see what's the update and how everybody's feeling. And David starts out saying wow, I was really loving Liz, and she came through with that red dress. So now it's time to report. AJ is still feeling Kyra and feels that she's showing signs of forgiveness, and she's really open to still getting to know me. So that impressed me a lot. Chris is digging Amber, and he feels that they share a lot of the same things and agree on a lot of the same things. David is still feeling Liz, Joelle is still feeling Venicia, and Ron is feeling Alexis. Though it's tough, it's time to start talking about who people aren't feeling. People aren't feeling Chrysanthemum and Stacy's freaking frat vibes because they're always together. Ron feels that he's not feeling Stacy because it was just kind of this forceful vibe. Ron also talks about how Stacy has this motherly vibe, and he says, quote, I'm not one of your kids. David, Dedrick, and AJ are not feeling Tressa, and several others agree. Now it's time for eliminations, and men have to remember that next week the ball is in the women's court when it comes to decision making for the elimination. We have David and Stacy in one room and Joelle and Tressa in another one. David speaks with Stacy and says that, a lot of men felt intimidated because you two were always together, you and Chrysanthemum, and it was just hard to get to know you individually. He says, I was feeling you at the beginning, but the vibes just weren't there, and a lot of men agree. Unfortunately, the men have decided that you're not ready to love. Stacy is taken back by it and feels bamboozled that she's being eliminated. She really thought that she was going to get to know everybody and everybody was getting to know her. So she's kind of thrown off by her being eliminated. And then she starts to cry. David makes a production clip that, wow, after all of this time, this is the first time I felt that she was being real and I felt that she was being genuine. She gives him a hug, thanks him for the conversation, and Stacy has been eliminated. Joelle speaks with Tressa and says, a lot of men really weren't connecting with you because there just wasn't the energy there. You're a beautiful person. You're wonderful to get to know. But the men have unfortunately decided that 2 women are going home tonight. And unfortunately, the men have decided that you're not ready to love. So 2 women have been eliminated tonight, which is the big boom. She sheds a tear. He tells her she's a wonderful person. She knows that that guy is out there for her, but it's just not here. And that, you guys, is the end of the episode. Oh, it's your favorite part of the video. It's time for my review, honey. Yes. See, this is why you need to be subscribed to my channel. This is why you need to make sure that you like every video. I have been right and correct again for this season as well. I told y'all that Jason was giving off vibes that Alexis had this motherly vibe with him. I told y'all that. And I told y'all that couple I was not feeling. And those vibes are not hitting. I told y'all who Alexis's real match is. Her real match is Troy, honey. Because Troy and Alexis just want to get their freak on. Get their freak on. Get your quiet. Shh, hush your mouth. Alexis, go on and spit it out. Girl, you showed up to that Masquerade Ball talking about you look like a bride. Really, honey, you walked in looking like the ice queen. I've been telling y'all for the longest time that Alexis and Troy just need to get together and get their freak on. Go ahead. Y'all both don't need to be in a serious relationship right now. Y'all both, Troy want to go travel the world and get his freak on. You being freaky, acting like you was married to somebody from the church and that wasn't enough. Girl, get your freak on. That's okay. You ain't have to, y'all not ready to be married. Neither one of y'all are ready to love. Y'all ready to get y'all freak on. That's okay. Girl, go ahead and electric slide yourself on over there. Call Troy and go to the Bahamas like he was talking about. Girl, go home. Good girl, call me. Let me know how that go. I was right. I also told y'all that Jason and Kyra, even though they like each other, that he doesn't seem like that dominant man for Kyra. And Kyra was feeling Jason, but it was more like this, oh, he's a nice guy. He. I've been saying that. I'm an Aries. I love it when I'm right. So I got to pat myself on the back. Also, with the freaking frack thing, right? If they were feeling Chrysanthemum more than Stacy, I'm kind of confused about that because they kind of act the same. Chrysanthemum had this kind of, what about me, I need to be number one, this competitive vibe. And Stacy was the same way. Like, they should have made 3 women go home. They should just, all of y'all, get y'all back, get your and get out. Girl, was that wait next hell moment. I just want to get all of their stuff out their room and throw it in the driveway. Call that Uber, come and get them, please. They are not ready. Tressa, I told you, girl. I told you that your insecurity is all over your face. It's written all over your face. You don't have to say nothing. No, girl. You need to be more confident in who you are. When you came up on that show, the insecurity was written on your face. Now you're at home. Girl, Lord have mercy. If you don't come with that confidence, nobody can teach you that confidence. You have to believe it. Even when they was at the spice store. Even when they was at the spice store, you was still asking Deidre, well, are you attracted to me? You know, I'm a fuller size woman. Are you? Girl, you have to believe you fine. You bringing up your size and do you like me and all this other stuff all the time. I'm not even a man, and that's really unattractive. If you're not comfortable with yourself, you make other people uncomfortable. And that's probably why that wall was there as the homie, because you put in that vibe as a homie. When you really want to get to know men and you really want to put yourself out there, you have to put out the meow mix, honey. And that's what Liz did. And she popped out them tater tots and showed them thighs. I told y'all Liz is a freak. Now look, Liz be trying to act like she, oh yes, let's pray this, and talk about that she ain't had a man in 17 years, but she's had a lot of situationships. Y'all, I told y'all Christians be getting a freak on. It's okay. You can love the Lord and you horny. You can't help it. But Liz is a freak. That's why when Jason pulled her to the side, she was willing to talk to him. They wasn't talking about Jesus. She had that hand on that knee, and look, man, y'all know what that hand on that knee is. You know what that hand on the shoulder is. That is the meow mix. That is, oh y'all, that's what that is. And she had that knee. She didn't touch David knee like that. She didn't touch David knee when they prayed and they did all that. Did she get that? She gave Jason the knee, honey. Jason was ready to pop him out. Okay, I thought he was gonna pop him out on that couch. He was ready. He was ready on that couch. When you show that meow 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 mix, not saying that you gotta have the meow mix and everything and all the curves showing the first time you meet somebody, but if she would have dressed, a little suave, maybe on the second or third day, she would have had more more men asking, when can I get another date? Because when she showed her curves, right, that was the meow mix, meow 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 meow. Why must I be like that? You must chase the cats. All right. Yes, indeed. Alexis, honey. Y'all, you need to stop talking to people like you people mama. Okay? Like, call Troy. Oh, I don't even know what. Oh, and Joelle and Benicio, they was kind of in the background this episode, because like with all episodes, you can't show everything. It's just too much. Production makes the cuts here and there about what's necessary and what things come off. Ron, to me, has that vibe like he's Mr. Big Stuff, but doesn't have what it takes to back it up. I was so confused why Alexis and freaking Frack was all over Ron, like Rick Fox was in the room, like Denzel was in the room, like, oh shoot, I can even say George Clooney. Anybody but Ron. Why was they all over Ron like that? Are they seeing do you see what I see? Y'all got a song for everything. What was up with Ron? I mean, I understand y'all on this dating show and y'all feeling some type of way, and y'all around all these men's, and maybe they was like it, digging the height and the hard chest and all this other girl. I don't know, but I don't see it. What was it, competition? I'm confused. There's really not a man there where I'm just like, yes, I'm really just digging. There's nobody there like that on this show where I'm like, okay, well, girl, I will fight you for this man. Like, sometimes you gotta fight. Get out my face. Sometimes you gotta fight. Sometimes you gotta knuck if you buck when it comes to knucking, like, kind of had an elbow to the side, like, excuse me, you're talking to my man. Like, sometimes you gotta do that. I mean, this is Ready to Love. It is a competition show. You gotta put it out there. But now that Liz done popped them tater tots and them showed them Popeye's chicken thighs, honey, that was the meow mix. And the men, even Joel, he said, I done turned my head, baby. I done got it. Yes, sir. The meow mix. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, like this video, and share it, you guys. Love it. I love it. I'll see y'all next week. Y'all tune in tomorrow for Yanla Fix My Life. It's the final 6 episodes. Go ahead and binge watch on that playlist if you need to catch up. A lot of the episodes are part 2s, okay? So they trying to wrap everything up and close it down, because Yanla said, not on my watch. I'm through with this show. Yes. Not in my ministry anymore. So y'all check that out. Also check out The Handmaid's Tale. It's the award-winning, Emmy-winning, over 13 Emmys for The Handmaid's Tale. It's a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful show. Stay tuned. May 2nd, we have the final 3rd season of Pose. Yes, sir. Starring Billy Porter. Make sure that you check that out. It's the final season of that very beautifully written show. If you miss Queen Sugar on the OWN Network or Delilah, make sure that you check those out as well. In the meantime, take care of yourself and each other. Leave the comments below, because I read every single one and comment, even when we don't agree. And that's okay, because it's okay to disagree. All right? Love y'all. Peace out.